we are back with some more NRL previews. And I think we'll just get stuck straight into this game.
Well, we're with the Italians today. I'm Martin Tyler. Alan Smith is with me.
So the game before this, we lost. I didn't get to play. I was a bit tired. They didn't let me play.
Napoli. As for Napoli, they
best defensive team.
there
you go. Third on the ladder though.
No, I think the home side
So we're going to get stuck into the NRL, and the first match is the Brisbane Broncos up against the Canberra Raiders down in Suncorp. Sorry about my voice, by the way, it's a bit fluey.
He wanted to play two forwards, and the way he can get two forwards in without being too open, I guess, is to have the...
Go on. Oh, that would have been an early goal. Wow. I got bloody straight into that one. Yeah, but in the NRL, bit of a contrasting set of teams lately. Raiders been playing very well, whereas the Broncos, I think they've lost their last 2 or 3 games, really struggling at the moment. As we get a shot in here. Oh, that was woeful. Yeah, Broncos, I don't know what's going wrong with them. Maybe Origin's affected with their players. They pretty much had a full strength side last week. Maybe a couple of players didn't play. Warriors turned up and they really put on a show. Raiders last week, they played pretty well. The scoreline probably didn't reflect the game. Probably better than a 12-point win. To be fair, Manly started to hit some form at the end there, but they have been the form team of the comp lately. I'm pretty sure they're on a 3-game winning streak. So expect them to turn up tonight. I know Broncos are the heavy favourites. Pretty sure they're like $1.20. Play me in. Oh, his defender's gone. Oh.
Sometimes players think they can get away with an early foul, but he hasn't got away with this one.
Oh, you're going to give me a card for that? Oh, that's rubbish. That is rubbish.
His teammates actually getting around him saying, just calm down. You can win us this match.
Right. Anyway. Yeah. Tipping wise, I'm going to go Broncos this week. Just purely on the fact that I think they're a chance of coming back into some form. They're at home. It's a game against a team that's looking to get into the top 4, where they're sitting now. So I think Broncos are going to turn up. They're at full strength. So it is Broncos for me in a closer game than people expect. Friday night we see the West Tigers go up against South, and that's at ANZ Stadium. Last week West Tigers were in it for a little bit against the Roosters. It was a horrid game conditions wise, by the way. Absolutely flooded the pitch just about, and fair play to the two teams for playing in such good conditions and putting up quite an enjoyable game actually.
It's going to be his throw here. But
in the end, I think Roosters had a bit too much class. West Tigers struggling at the moment. This week, Robbie Farah's back, and we all know the story with him. A lot of people don't know that they've won more games without him, which is a bit interesting. So he's back this week, so I'm not sure how he's going to affect the halves or the team, so to speak. For South, they had a pretty shocking first half against the Titans on Sunday. But fair play to them. They come back from, I think it was 12 0. We'll have a shot here. Oh. Yeah, they come back in the second half. They could have easily won that game, if not for a bloody unlucky call. They did actually win the game, but yeah, the ref called it back for the blocker and for the field goal attempt. So I don't expect West Tigers to perform that well this week, especially with Robbie Farah back in. Don't see that too often. South, I think they're starting to find their feet a little bit. They had a bit of a scary period 4 or 5 weeks ago, but I think they're starting to find... Oh, what a ball. Oh, There's an assist. There we go. I wasn't even trying to pass to him, but it ended up working.
Well, he's hit it hard and he's hit it first time.
Lucky I didn't. I think this bloke was offside. We asked for it here. Threw the ball there. Lovely. Down the middle of the net.
Another angle on it here.
But yeah, West Tigers, I think they're going to struggle in this game, even though they're at home, sort of. South should be too good on Friday night. Saturday, first game at 3 o'clock. Sorry. Pretty easy game in my opinion. Newcastle against the Warriors at Hunter Stadium. Newcastle last week, they pretty much got shown up against the Cowboys. They were pretty tight in the first half, I believe. Wasn't that much of a margin, but in the second half, Cowboys really put it to them. So I don't expect Knights to be much of a threat this year, like I've said a couple of times. So this week they will struggle against the Warriors side, who put up probably their best game of the season against the Broncos. So if they can keep that form going and Sean Johnson can fire up like he did last week, I expect this game to be pretty one-sided. Warriors 13 plus for me. Probably one of the easier games of the round. Flick it over to him, yep. And then play me. Oh, too late. No vision, people.
It's that simple for the goalkeeper.
And our second game will be a bit tighter in my opinion. It is the Parramatta Eels up against the Gold Coast Titans. Parramatta coming off the bye last week, and it's probably a well-earned bye after all the trouble it's gone through there. Big news coming out of their camp is Kieran Foran is missing the rest of the season after that injury suffered in round 12. So that's going to really affect their chances of being competitive in the latter part of the season. The Titans have been playing quite well actually. A lot of people haven't tipped them to do so well this year, but they've proved the critics wrong, and now they're sitting inside the top 8. Oh,
that is a cheap piece of play to give the ball like that.
Take him on. Right foot.
It's a good block. Good clearance.
Oh, he's just run it out. Yeah.
Throw after the tackle. Fernandez.
So yeah, Gold Coast should be too good for them, especially with one of their halves missing. Gold Coast, I think they're in pretty good form lately, so I expect them to continue that. They are playing away from home, but Parramatta, with their whole saga going on off the field and with one of their main halves missing, it's not that hard to make a pass, is it? Should be too good for them. As we're coming up towards half-time here, we have 3 additional minutes. Got the 1-0 lead. Oh, go forward. Oh,
what a fine save.
Fancy taking a shot from there. I'd do it, but I don't think a CPU would. Oh, get up for that one. I think I got it onto him. Yep, so we get another corner here as we count down the last couple of seconds. Oh. Ooh. So all happening there at the end of the half as we take a 1-0 lead into the game. We've gone through 4 of the 8 games this week. There is an 8 game round for the first time in a while, I think, from memory. Probably a couple of rounds anyway. So we'll get stuck straight into this second half, and we'll get stuck straight into the footy again. And the last game on the Saturday is going to be... I'm not too sure about this game. I think because of the injuries, it could be quite a one-sided game, but we'll have to wait and see. But it is the Sydney Roosters up against the Melbourne Storm down at Allianz Stadium.
EA Sports coverage to come from the Serie A fixture.
Yeah, nothing to say about the Storm. They're just playing good.
Away from home.
Great is a better way to say. One's for the Sharks, big winning streak as well. They'd be on top of the table. I think they've won their last 7 games from memory. And those include Cowboys, and I think they beat another fairly decent team as well. Big thing about the Storm is their defence. No one's getting past them at the moment. Held a lot of teams to under double figures. And I believe they have the best defensive record in the comp. So, away from home though, the Roosters at home, there might be a chance, but they are missing a few players this week. Namely, Latrell Mitchell, I believe, is injured, and as well as Mitchell Pearce. They're 2 of their main players. Not too sure who's coming in for them, but I think it's going to be tough for them, especially without Pearce, who does drive their attack a lot. Madison and Hastings at the halves, which is very, very inexperienced compared to the Storm boys. So I think the Storm's going to win this one. I think the prices prove that as well. A few key injuries is really going to hurt the Roosters this week. So I don't think it'd be as a flogging, but I think Storm 1-12 was probably the best bet to go on that one this week. And that will be another. Oh, what did you do there? I don't know what the animation was doing there. Just kind of like floated into it. Yeah, Storm 1-12 for me in that game. So that was the Thursday, Friday, Saturday games, and we got 3 more games left. And the next one, I don't think will be a very close game, and we're through here. I'll have to come back to that one. Oh, I've just put it straight at him. Oh, my shooting has been terrible lately. Every time I do one of these videos, I get so many chances and I can't put one away. I'll have to do a bit of practice off camera and see if I can get my scoring form back. Oh, what? Not so early. Alright, do you want it? So we've got another chance to score here. If he can play a pass, we'll have to. No, we lost it. Oh my god. It's not happening. The next game is Manly up against Penrith down in Brookie. So it's a game in Brookie, so it could be a bit closer than you think, but a lot of bad things happening at the Manly camp at the moment. I think Cherry Evans is out. I'm not sure for how long. Could be the season, I was hearing. Penrith, they didn't play that bad against Melbourne. They were just outclassed in the end.
Again, possession squandered.
Could be a close game considering Penrith's form of close games, but I think they're on paper they're too good for Manly.
As even as it seemed without the figures to back that up.
Yeah, I think we thought coming into this match, Martin, that it would be evenly matched.
So it's going to be Penrith for me on that one, but at Brookvale could be a different story. So, oh, you got in my way. Are you serious? I can't take a trick in front of goal lately. This is unbelievable. It's not a crap shot from me. It's my own players getting in the way.
To try and cement that winning position.
2 Monday games this week. I'm not sure if there's a public holiday coming up. There must be if there's 2 games, but at 4 o'clock, maybe it's just in New South Wales, but the Dragons played the Bulldogs at ANZ Stadium. Dragons coming off a bye, and the Bulldogs only just lost last week on Monday to the Sharks. Based on that, Dragons really struggling for points at the moment. I believe Benji's coming back. if that might help. I doubt it, as they get a chance here, good save from the keeper. Yeah, Bulldogs, you'd think they'd have to win this game, based on the fact that they put up such a good show against the Sharks, who are top of the table. Could have easily won that game. Dragons, pretty disappointing at the moment. They sit currently 9th. Been winning a few games than people expect, but definitely not a top 8 side in my opinion. Perhaps might sneak into the 8 if Parramatta end up losing all their points, which I believe they will. But for me, I think the Bulldogs should be too good for them if they perform as well as they did last week against the Sharks. They got a big forward pack, and it's not really a home game for anyone, so they will be at a ground they normally play at every week. So I expect the Bulldogs to win pretty comfortably, to be fair. And the last game of the round, with 10 minutes left of the game to go, we're up 1-0. And they're starting to get a bit of attack on us, which hopefully could hold out for the win. Yeah, it's going to be a cracker on Monday at the Shire, with Sharks up against the Cowboys. And the prices do reflect this, with both teams, I believe, at $1.91 a piece. Yeah, I'm not too sure which way to go on this one. It could go either way. Sharks in great form at the moment. I think they're 9 wins straight now, which is unbelievable. I don't think they've done that for quite a while, if ever. Cowboys, pretty convincing win against Knights last week. Didn't really expend too much energy for their Origin stars, so they should be fighting fit for this match on Monday.
Yeah, the crowd trying to cheer up their players, trying to get behind them.
Good tackle. Alright, we're by ourselves here, but we'll have to take him on. Here we go. Oh!
We're going to get a corner here because of that deflection.
Blocked. Trying to take a shot, getting blocked. Sharks, I wouldn't say they were... Oh, that's in. Good goal. Where am I going? Back this way. Yeah, Sharks were pretty disappointing, you could say, last week against the Bulldogs. I thought they'd be a better team than that. Fair play to them to get the win right at the death. But if they're going to beat the Cowboys this week, you'd think they'd have to put on a better performance. Cowboys, in my opinion at the moment, with Broncos performing so poorly, are now the Premiership favourites, and I believe the odds have proven that as well. So for me, Sharks going to have to play pretty well against the Cowboys. One thing the Sharks got for them is the Cowboys away record is pretty, I wouldn't say it's bad, but it's not that great. All 4 of their losses this year have been away from home. So the Sharks are if the Sharks are any chance, they're going to have to use their home ground advantage. But I think after that tough game for Sharks last week, and with a pretty cruisy game for Cowboys the week before, on the Saturday against the Knights. Oh, wow. It's not happening for me. That is unbelievable. Yeah, the Sharks, I don't think they're going to beat the Cowboys this week based on that. So, Cowboys for me, and that is the 8th game. And what good timing, because the match has finished with a 2-0 win, and a much needed win actually in the league. I didn't play that well personally, but got the job done, as Sam Dido would say. I'll put the bets in the comments section as I always do. Might have a look at that at the end of the video. So yeah, thanks guys, see you next time.